everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Zanae, and I am a follower of Jesus, a wife, mother, doctorate student, teacher, and so much more. But more than anything, I'm simply Zanae. So on my channel, I'll be talking about faith, family, fun, and everything in between. So stay tuned and enjoy. So one of the questions that I really get asked in conversations is, how do you do it? And they're really talking about how do you do school and family and all those things, because to be honest, it is a lot to juggle. And the one thing that I really say is that it really comes with prioritizing. So today I want to share top 5 tips I've learned working on my doctorate. So just a little bit of background story. I started my dissertation, my doctorate program in 2019. I just had my second child, and it had always been a dream of mine to pursue a doctorate degree. I went to HBCU, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, and I loved being in school. I got my master's, and I was kind of at a point, married, 2 children. At the time, I was still teaching. So it was really something I wanted to do because I'm passionate about education. So when the opportunity did come, I actually was kind of hesitant with it. So I actually saw a posting of a school that was offering a scholarship, and I saw it on Facebook on the ads, and I was skeptical. I was like, this is a scam. But I went for it. My husband encouraged me, like, hey, just go for it. I applied for the scholarship, which was a full ride scholarship, and I got it. And so that was just kind of like the open door that God allowed me to pursue this doctorate degree in educational leadership. So to kind of get to the nitty gritty of it all, I'm at the point right now in my program where I'm writing the dissertation, which is I'm writing about what the study's going to be. And we'll talk about that in another episode. But the top 5 things that I've really learned, because I started in 2019, going through COVID, even having another child, I learned some really great life lessons that have helped me to develop as a person holistically. So I wrote them down. So the first lesson that I learned is the way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Just let that soak in. It's a big one. And the reason why I kind of give that analogy is when you're working on whether it's school or just even cleaning your house, right? Working on something so big can feel overwhelming at times. So really coming in with the mindset that if I take something bit by bit, eventually I'm going to get it down to where I want it to be. Cleaning is a great example. Having a household of 5, there is so much that goes on, laundry all the time. But if I'm with the mindset of just little by little, it doesn't have to be grandiose all the time. But if I'm just doing just a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of writing for my dissertation, a little bit of self-care, a little bit of reading more of my word, then eventually it's going to get me to a point where it's building me up. Okay. Tip or thing number 2 that I learned is don't let perfect get in the way of good. And this is something I learned just recently. My advisor has been great, Dr. Daniels. He has really been very supportive of me. But one of the things that he wrote on one of my notes was, don't let perfect get in the way of good. And this is just for everything, whether it is starting a new business that you're thinking of, whether it is you wanting to venture out into something new. Everything doesn't have to be perfect in order for you to take that leap of faith. He really wrote it when he was talking about my writing, because I was like kind of dragging it on because I wanted it to be perfect and everything. But many times if we wait until something is perfect, we won't ever get it done. And so that's my encouragement to you, no matter what that may be. Maybe you're starting a new exercise routine and you're like, I got to get it on perfect. Go for it anyway, right? Baby steps. Whether you want to do something, just go for it, right? Don't wait till it's perfect. Okay. Tip number 3 that I learned is I really had to ask myself through this process of getting a doctorate, and remember, I'm still right in the mesh of it, is what is the most valuable use of my time? Now, I'll be the first one to say, I love taking naps. I enjoy it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. That is a part of my health plan. But really, I had to ask myself through this process of what was the most valuable use of my time. So yeah, I can stay on Instagram watching my funny videos for 2 hours, 3. But if I'm really trying to take step forward to grow, I want to make sure that I am prioritizing and giving value where value is. So that's the biggest thing, to not let different things distract you. If you have a goal, go for it. But know that what you only have a certain amount of time in a day. So you want to make sure You're giving value to what is worthy of it. Okay. Number 4, what I learned is there is beauty in the mundane. And I say this to say that, yes, I have all these, we all do, we have all these different roles that we play, whether we are dad, mom, teacher, you work, your daughter, whatever those roles may be. Uh, Sometimes in life, we see other people's life. We say, oh, it's so grand. But there's such a beauty in the mundane things like cooking at home, or just sitting watching TV. Many times when my children and my husband, the house is asleep, I would just be up by myself typing a paper. And as boring as it seems, sometimes there's such a beauty in that of being able to just be fully present in that time and moment. And so that's my encouragement. Just be fully present in your everyday life because time is continuing to go. Okay. And my last top 5 things that I have learned through the course of doing this dissertation is being self-disciplined is not a feeling. I'll say it again. Being self-disciplined is not a feeling. So I have been in this program since 2019. We are currently in 2023. We have went through COVID, which seems like a blurry year to me. But beyond all of that, self-discipline is going to have ebbs and flows to it. It's going to come and it's going to go. The action of self-discipline should be consistent, but the feelings behind it is going to come and go. There were many times that I'm going, even now going through this process thinking, this is dumb. Like, why am I even doing this? But at the end, I'm remembering my why. And just for you as well, as you're going through life and you're trying to be self-disciplined, trying to change family patterns, whatever that may be, just the newness of what you're trying to do, self-discipline, the action of it should be consistent, but the feelings are going to come and go. Story time. So, exercising is something that I don't take huge pleasure in, but I understand the benefits of it all. And there are times where I'm like, woo, let's do this and let's go for it. But then there are other times where I'm like, this is why are we doing this again? But I have to remember that what my end goal is and my why. And it's easier said than done. But that's my encouragement to you all. So as you're going through this, I'm so happy you're joining me for this channel. Be sure to click the subscribe button and join me for our next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.